and this is the draft for my yoga instructor final. This will be a 60-minute Vinyasa flow. We'll start on a block or an easy pose, and we'll start with 3 breaths. Every sequence is to a 3-breath count. 1 breath, 1 full breath, in and out. We will always start on the right leg and then move to the left. If there's any variation, I will walk us through it. So let's begin. At the end of our 3rd breath, we will make our way down to child's pose. Wide leg child's pose for a 3 count. At the end of our 3rd count, we are going to start 3 sun salutations. Downward facing dog. Walk your hands towards your hands. Walk your feet towards your hands, and we'll meet in mountain pose for a 3 count. We're going to start with the mudra and bend over to our right side. Meet in the middle. Over to the left. Halfway lift. On our inhale, we're going to rise up, and exhale, collapse down. Downward facing dog. Plank pose. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Mountain pose. we're going to cactus our arms 3 times. On our exhale, we're going to bring our arms to a cactus. Excuse me. On our inhale, we're going to rise up. On our exhale, we're going to cactus our arms down. Halfway lift. Downward facing dog. Plank pose. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Tall mountain. This time we are going to spin open. So our right hand is going to face the back wall. On an inhale, our arms go up. This is 2. And 3. Halfway lift. Downward facing dog. Plank pose. Upward facing dog. And let's all meet in child's pose. This is a great opportunity to grab some water if you need or would like. gonna meet in downward facing dog and set up for runner's pose. Three-legged dog. To set this up, we're going to place our left foot in the middle and raise up our right foot right behind us. Open. Set up for runner's pose. I like to use blocks for this. Our front leg will be in a 90-degree angle, and our back leg will be straight out behind us. Set up for lizard pose. So we're going to scooch the right leg out, a little bit out of our hip socket, and our hands will go to the middle. If you need to use a block to raise yourself up, or just give your wrist a cushion, that's completely fine too. We're going to roll onto the knife edge of our foot, and you can lean on this way, on the knee. Not with a lot of pressure, just a slight pressure. And let's meet in downward facing dog. Three-legged dog. Open up. And runner's pose. Lizard pose. Extended lizard pose onto the knife edge of our foot. Downward facing dog. Three-legged dog. Open. Crescent pose. So let's set this up intelligently. The front leg, well first our legs are on a train track, not parallel. The front leg is at a 90-degree angle. The back foot, you are on the balls of your foot or right between your toes and the ball of your foot. We're going to start with our hands on our hips, just so our legs and hip flexor gets used to this move. We'll add the arms. Downward facing dog. Three-leg dog. Open. Crescent. Hands on hips. Add the arms. Downward facing dog. Three-leg dog. Open. Crescent pose. Warrior one. With Warrior one, we are going to bring our back foot down so it's at a 45-degree angle. Downward, facing dog. Three-leg dog. Open. Crescent. Warrior one. Downward. facing dog. Three-leg dog. Open. Crescent. Warrior one. Warrior two. Downward facing dog. Three-leg dog. Open. Crescent, close. Warrior one. Warrior two. So warrior two is the same stance as warrior one. It may be a little bit longer. Your arms are in a T or a little T pose. And you will be looking straight ahead. Downward facing dog. Three-leg dog. Open. Crescent pose. Warrior one. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. So your front hand is going to sweep up towards the ceiling and your back arm is going to go straight down your leg. It can be on your thigh or just straight. Downward, facing dog. Three-leg dog. Open. Crescent pose. Warrior one. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Downward facing dog. Three-leg dog. Open. Crescent. Warrior one. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Triangle pose. So triangle pose, you can bring your feet in a little bit closer together and it looks like the beginning or the top of a triangle. Right here is a great place to use a block. I like to use it on the inside of my leg, and you will open up your chest. Downward facing dog. Three-leg dog. Open. crescent, warrior one, warrior two, reverse warrior, triangle pose. Spin this arm open, and the palm of your hand will be touching the invisible wall. Let's meet in downward facing dog. Three-leg dog. Open. Crescent. Warrior one, warrior two, reverse warrior, triangle pose, twisting triangle pose. So we are going to meet or have both hands on the floor or on the block. We are going to replace our left hand, and either put our right hand up or right hand at the hip while looking up towards the center. Downward facing dog. Three-leg dog. And open. crescent. Warrior one. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Triangle pose. Twisting triangle pose. Let's make our way out of this. And meet in child's pose for 3 breaths. Let's all meet in toes pose. So we're going to go a little forward, plant our toes, spread them out, and lean back. If you need to manually separate your toes, this is a good time to do so, and grab a drink of water. Let's all meet in mountain pose. Let's set up our chair. We're going to walk a little bit forward on our mat. There's 2 ways we can set up our feet, right underneath us or touching. I like the stability of my legs touching. We're going to sit back as if there was an invisible chair behind us. And when you are comfortable sitting on your invisible chair, you're going to bring both arms towards the ceiling. Our next pose will be tree pose. So go ahead and set up. We are going to be starting on our left leg. Our left leg is our anchor leg. Our right leg is the one that's going to be moving for this exercise. So there are 3 variations where you can start. Let's start with kickstand foot. So we're just going to be on the balls of our feet or our foot. You can stay here, that is perfectly fine if you're balanced, if we're still working on balance. The second pose is down by your calf muscle. And the third pose is on your inner thigh. Stay away from your knee. Hands can be in prayer, out like a T, goalpost, or tree arms. At the end of that third breath, bring your foot down. You can shift on your feet just to give your ankles a little break. And if you waver or come out of it, that's okay. Just set up and get back to it. We are going to be working on our right leg. This will be the leg that's planted, and our left leg is the one that is going to be moving in the different variations. We'll set up and get to your position. That might happen to you, and that is okay. This is a practice, so we're practicing. Our next move, we are going to be doing a balance stand. So 3 variations on your foot. You can simply be pointing at the floor, perfectly fine. You can raise your leg up, or you can hold on to your leg. Hands, you can hold on here. You can have your hands out in a goalpost, a T, goalpost, or a tree arms. Okay, we're going to be moving on and working. The right leg will be the base leg, and whatever place your foot would like to be, let's start. So those standing balances, we're setting up for Royal Dancer. I will show you what it looks like first. So let's set this up. So our legs will be right underneath us. We are going to place our right foot back as if we were walking somewhere. Our left hand is either going to be palm down like a handshake or facing up. With our right hand, we are going to grab a hold of the foot. You could be here, this is perfectly fine. You can be here, or you could be here. That was challenging for me today. So we're gonna work on the left foot. The right is the planting foot. So we'll set this up. next one is garland pose. It's also used to be called sumo squats. So we are going to set this up. Our legs, our feet are pointing out. And we are just going to sit down as much as comfortable. You could be here. If you need a block, you can sit on a block and work on your posture. Once you're in the spot, we're going to put your elbows in your inner thigh and press out. I like to be in a prayer pose. At the end of this third breath, we are going to meet in wide leg child's pose. Let's meet in toes pose and grab a drink of water. Let's set up for pigeon. We're going to meet in downward facing dog. In pigeon, your back leg is going to go straight behind you. Your front leg, this is ideal. You are going to have your foot at a 90-degree angle. I'm not there, so I will have it a little closer to my body. Your inner thighs are going to squeeze together, so you will be propped up a bit. Let's make our way down to low pigeon. If you have a block and would like to place your head on the block, that would be fine too. Next is king pigeon. So we're going to get back to our pigeon position, and our back leg can go straight behind us, or we can touch our back foot with our left leg in our left hand. Let's meet in downward facing dog. This way is a little bit easier to see how to set up pigeon. So our back leg is straight, and for me, I'm not here. You don't want to be opened up this way. So my foot is a little bit closer to my inner thigh, and squeeze your thighs together. Low pigeon. King pigeon. So we'll make our way to pigeon. Then bring our back foot up and grab our right foot with our right hand. Ooh, I'm shaking. So let's meet in tabletop. So let's do 3 cat-cows. Our back legs will be right underneath our hips at a 90-degree angle. Our hands will be right underneath our shoulders. So for cow, we're gonna drop our belly. On an inhale, and on an exhale, we're gonna raise our back up like a cat. After your third cat-cow, we are going to do thread the needle. So we're already set up in this perfect position. Our left hand is going to be right underneath our face. We're going to lift up our right hand to the ceiling and thread it through for 3. So we're going to prepare on the next side. So right hand right below our face, and bring up our left hand towards the ceiling, and we're going to thread the needle through. This other hand can go either right by your ear or in a goalpost. Let's unwind. And meet in child's pose, a wide leg child's pose. This is a good opportunity to sit on a block. We're going to stretch our neck out a bit. You can go an easy cross leg or up on a block. So we're going to, let's lean to the right just to be consistent. At the end of your third breath, you're going to drop your right hand, bring it up towards your neck. You are not going to push or pull. You're simply going to place your hand on your head for a little bit extra weight. Release your head. With your left hand, you're going to drop it by your side. With your right hand, you're going to grab the back. You're going to grab your arm. We're going to lean to the left, exposing your right side. Ooh, I did the wrong. Well, I messed up the order, but that's okay. We'll correct it on the other side. So let's lean to the left. Pick up our hand, place it on our head gently. Raise up our head. And now, we're going to put the right hand down, left hand behind, grab your right arm, and lean to the right. From here, we're going to move our block and make our way to toes pose, my favorite. This will be a little bit different. To come out, you're just going to move forward. Place your hands in front of you. You need to give your feet a little kick. And if your ankles are strong enough, you're going to sit back on your ankles, sit back on your feet. If you're here and this is plenty, that's great. Or to add a little bit extra, you can simply lean back slightly. You're going to come out of this and move to toes posed. For 3 breaths. At the end of your third breath, we're going to come out of it. Give your feet a little kick. We're going to sit back once more. Come out of it. Give your feet a little shake. From here, we're gonna make our way to hero's pose. So our feet are gonna go out of our legs or out of our hip socket, and we are going to sit down. If you need a block, please use the block to sit up. You can stay here, you can lean back, or you can lay back. On your third breath, you're going to make your way out of this pose. Pick yourself up with your hands. Go forward. If you need to stretch your legs, please do so. The next one we are going to do is counting. This is a great place for blocks. You can have them right next to you. They can be up this way, or no blocks at all. You can have your feet bent or out behind you. I personally like my feet and bent like in pose pose. If you're using a block, you can have them up here, lean back. You can have them long, lean back. I like to simply grab my heels, one at a time. At the end of your third breath, bring yourself up and have a seat. And we'll all meet in a wide leg child's pose for 3 breaths. Come on up and we will meet an easy pose or sit up on a block. And we are going to take 3 deep breaths. And thank you for practicing with me.